Hello, everybody. My name is Kevin Cantrell. I'm the founder of CropWatch. Let's see. Okay. When I was in Boston, when we first discovered LoRaWAN. One of the most obvious use cases to me for LoRaWAN was smart farming. My wife is from Miyazaki, and the area is popular for farming, but it has not fully embraced a lot of IoT technologies. So wanting to start a company in this area, we moved to Japan. Sorry, here we go. Here's Miyazaki here. Let's see next. One of our very first projects was a small town called Nishimura. Growing yuzu is important for Nishimura. It's one of their largest industries. The issue is that many animals, such as deer and wild boars, would damage or destroy the yuzu trees. Damage to these trees would result in years of lost revenue. These yuzu farms are located quite high on nearby mountains. These mountains are difficult to drive up every day. So if damage was done to the trees, it may go undetected for weeks or even months. Farmers would put up fences, but the deer and boar would knock them down or try to dig under them. So they needed a way to detect if the animals were intruding. Here is a picture of the road going to Nishimura. As you can see, there are many mountains surrounding the village, and it makes it very difficult to get most signals. Here we've got some pictures of the road leading to the yuzu farm. As you can see, the left image's roadway is narrow and can be dangerous in bad weather. On the right is a view from the yuzu farm. It is very high, has a lot of cellular blind spots, and no electricity. Nishimura snakes through mountains that are as high as 1,100 meters, making radio communication challenging. LoRaWAN has given us the unique ability to insert coverage wherever we want, enabling near ubiquitous coverage. Our LoRaWAN devices consume extremely low power, allowing them to run for years without the need for battery replacement, as accessing these devices is very inconvenient. Here's a little bit about how our device works. We monitor the devices for impact in near real time. When that occurs, we get the GPS location, latitude, and longitude from each of the devices that sense the impact. Then we determine the strength of each impact for each of the devices. Then we use the GPS position along with the impact power to get the estimated position along the fence. This is me showing off boar activity detected by our LoRaWAN sensor. For easy and quick install, we use the GPS sensor. So whenever an impact is detected, we can quickly map its location. After, we send the position to the farmer. This saves them time searching for the damage point, money driving, and increases worker safety. Along with impacts, we also provide daily device updates. This includes battery level and device tilt in degrees off of center. The user may click a checked button in the UI to signal that the location has been inspected. After collecting data over time, we are able to determine where more animal activity happens. We use this information to set traps strengthen fences, and add more monitoring devices. One day, after a visit to our deployment site in Nishimura, we happened upon a fallen utility pole. This was right after a recent large typhoon had passed over Miyazaki. The typhoon had knocked a tree onto some power lines, pulling the utility pole down. We realized this is the exact type thing that could happen to a fence on the mountain. We could use the same sensors we had developed for animal detection to quickly alert us to infrastructure damage such as this. Even though this doesn't happen every day, it can cause a lot of damage, money, and sometimes lives. Here are two current events caused by this exact same thing. Let's start with the JR train that hit a leaning utility pole that had been manually inspected just 3 days earlier. The inspection tells us it was thought to be in good condition. However, something pulled the pole into the path of an oncoming train, resulting in a collision and many stuck travelers. Our device could have helped in this situation by alerting railroad staff immediately when the pole became tilted to the point of being in front of the train. In situations such as this, inspection frequency doesn't matter. It could have happened right after the inspection or at any time. So near real-time monitoring is absolutely necessary. The Hawaii example is a little different, as it was reported by news agencies to have been started by a leaning pole that had slowly started leaning over long periods of time. We would have detected the tilt and been able to send an alert to after a user set threshold had been crossed. We received daily updates showing tilt, and that would have helped us predict when to send out a repair team. Both of these examples are perfect use cases for LoRaWAN, as there are so many poles over such a wide area. And much like Nishimura, not everywhere has great cellular access, the ability to get power, or be inspected on a daily basis. Both of these events resulted in massive amounts of inspection work. Much of the inspection work was done manually. This requires the use of massive amounts of gas, money, and manpower. LoRaWAN enables us to monitor things in near real time, in remote places, as well as predicting problems and hopefully preventing the problems from ever happening at all. Right. We're excited to continue our build-out of LoRaWAN in Japan to monitor and protect people and infrastructure from cities to farms. Thank you.